This is November 1 Delta, Uniform Charlie calling CQ Parks on the air and standing by.
You like that one? Is that the one you want, or you want that one? That one?
Kilo Echo 4 Lima Romeo Sierra. This is November 3 Alpha Radio Bravo.
Roger, 5-9 Georgia.
Hello, everyone. This is Junie, N1DUC with Ham and Quackers, and I have Jeremy Haygood here. Jeremy is Kilo Lima 7 Echo Charlie, and he joins us all the way from Alaska. Hi, how's it going, Jeremy?
Hey, pretty good. How are you?
I'm doing well. I asked Jeremy to come onto the show because he has a very unique style of activating because he is in a state that's kind of hard to get sometimes, depending on the conditions. Like today, we're going to possibly try to make a contact, but the conditions are just kind of terrible. There's a geomagnetic storm, I think, or something going on in the upper atmosphere. So we'll try to make a contact if we can, but if we can't, that's okay. And I'm joined here with my friend Mochi, who is falling asleep. I guess Jeremy has that effect on him, apparently. So I'll just kind of let him doze off as we're chatting. So tell me about your setup when you go. You usually do parks on the air, and tell me like what's your setup for the summertime and then for like the winter time.
Yeah, so it really all depends. If I'm going to a park, like I'm now set up on a bench, park bench. I'm usually taking my FT-891, just a 30 amp hour battery, and my Buddipole. If I'm out hawking somewhere or going to some remote location, I like to bring the QRP rig. I just started doing that this year, and it's been working extremely well, especially with the Buddipole. So I take it along with me doing the QRP stuff. I do have the Buddy Stick Deluxe ordered.
Okay,
so that's
very good.
That's going to be my QRP. It'll go in a QRP bag essentially. So
okay, and QRP is 10 watts or less. So just for people who don't know what QRP is, and generally the QRPers like to say 5 watts. But what kind of radio do you use for QRP?
So it's the Lab 599, the TX 500.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm sorry, I interrupted you. You got your Buddy Stick Pro, I think you said. So you're going to set that up. And where do you normally activate from? Like what kind of parks? Are they pretty remote, or are they like, do they have picnic benches? Like I'm here at a park and there's picnic benches.
Right. Yeah. So the one I'm at now is Finger Lake. It does have a picnic bench. Most of the parks, the state parks here, do have picnic benches. It's when you start getting out, like I did a rod trail where there's nothing there. So I really like that kind of activating because it just puts you out there kind of in the wilderness, kind of in a remote location. And it's just a matter of, like right now, finding a clear spot where you're not sitting in snow and that. So
well, so the winter time, do you go, you have some sort of hut that you use to keep warm?
Yes.
And a heater? Yep. What kind of go ahead.
So essentially it's an insulated tent. And I really like to use that just with a buddy heater. And the coldest I've ever activated in was negative 22 degrees, and it was 70, 75 inside the hut. So I was stripping clothes off. It was very comfortable.
All right. Well, that's good that you keep warm on those activations. And I think, haven't you gone ice fishing while you're out doing these activations? Have you ever done that before?
Yeah, I have. It's one of those things, especially on a day like today, you put all this time and energy into, going out to this on the lake and setting up, and, you spent a good hour going out there setting everything up, and then we have a radio blackout like we did today, and yeah, it's something to pass along the top where you can just drill a hole and do some ice fishing.
Yeah, well, hey, at least you get something done.
Yeah.
I'm here at the Gulf Islands National Seashore in Ocean Springs, Mississippi, and normally I'm by the water. I decided to set up it in a, with an awning, and because it was sunny before, now it's not, and then the bugs weren't here, now they are. So what are your conditions like? Do you get those buggy type deals, or do you run into any animals besides like insects and stuff? Do you run into any animals on your activations?
Um, as far as animals go, I haven't ran into anything yet. I have had some moose come into close proximity of my activations, but uh, I kept my eye on them, and I knew where they were at all times. So I never put myself in any kind of danger like that.
That's good.
As far as insects, during the summer, spring, fall, mosquitoes are tremendously bad.
Okay.
We have a joke in Alaska. They're our state bird, because yeah, because they're huge, and they get very annoying.
Wow, I did not know that. This is why I'm here chatting with you today.
Yeah, and you would think the otherwise, because the cold, you think they would die off in the winter, but no, it's like they multiply.
Okay. Would you be able to rotate your laptop or whatever camera you're using and
Yeah,
just kind of show what everything's looking like? Hopefully we won't lose connection. If we do, we'll reconnect.
so that's in front of the iPad. So,
Okay.
and just right in front of us is Finger Lake. And I can kind of, so this is kind of my setup. We talked about it earlier. Got the FT-891. I love Hammers app, and so
Okay.
I logged that on, and then a battery, my camera for the YouTube stuff, and then we've got the Buddipole set up right there in the vertical. Sorry about the sun. Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm going to definitely have to try out the Buddipole like that. I am actually using the coil, and I have it pretty close to the ground. I'm almost using it like a Wolf River coil.
Right.
It's not totally on the ground, but it's pretty much as low as
Yeah.
I can get it. And I use that. It works really well. So I mean, you're talking about doing low power to the States, generally speaking. Are you able to make it to the lower 48?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Once conditions are, in my favor, with the Buddipole, I love to set it up as a vertical dial, or I'm sorry, a horizontal dial, and yeah, it does very well. The best I had so far QRP was right at 100 contacts, so it does extremely well with the right antenna, of course.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, that's great. That's great. Yeah. I use the Buddipole antenna as well. I think it's a great entry level, antenna. It's like a Swiss Army knife. See how you
It
have
is.
your configuration is very different from how I do, but you're still able to make contacts. You're still able to do things. So if somebody's new in amateur radio, this is an antenna. And I think you would agree with me, a great way to learn, SWR, how to get your antenna resonant and just kind of have a good time. It's a struggle at first. I mean, you probably can agree with me.
Yeah.
So, all right, is there anything that you can add that would support somebody new in the hobby or just in general about your experience with amateur radio?
Yeah, I mean, it's just one of those things where you have to just get out and do it. I mean, it's extremely fun. Even like today, I probably won't make a single contact, but I'm out in nature. I'm enjoying the wildlife, and it's just refreshing being outside, especially coming out of a winter with 4 or 5 hours of daylight, and now we're getting daylight, quite a lot. I think
Well,
we're about 5-7 minutes a day we're gaining at the moment. So
well, if parks close at sunset, you don't get very much time to be out in the parks like down here or in some other areas. So that's
right,
nice. It's nice that you can get out. So,
yeah, absolutely.
well, thanks for joining me, Jeremy, and Mochi as
Yeah, thanks
well.
for
Mochi, I
having me.
think, fell asleep for most of this, so you must have a calming effect on him. Thank you so
Well,
much
he's
for
awake now.
watching. Pardon?
He's awake now.
He is awake. He is awake. I don't know. Maybe he saw something. Maybe he saw a squirrel or something or a bird. But anyway, thanks so much for joining me. And thanks for watching Ham and Quackers. You have a great day, Jeremy. 73.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you for having me. 7-3.
You're very welcome. Bye.